Hello, welcome back. When it comes to weight loss, it can be hard to know what advice to follow. There are so many tips and tricks out there, and it's hard to know which ones will be effective. That's why it's important to know the real truth about losing weight, which is why I'm here to talk about 9 things no one tells you about losing weight, from the importance of getting enough sleep to the key to long-term success. This video will give you insight into what you need to know in order to reach your weight loss goals. So keep watching, subscribe, and comment to learn more. There are some aspects of weight loss that are swept under the proverbial rug, so to speak, because they run counter to the myth that the fitness industry promotes, which holds that losing weight and burning fat always works out for the best. We are told that losing body fat will make us happier, healthier, and more self-assured. And while all these things may be true, the first issue we need to address is the prevalence of body dysmorphia in the fitness industry. Although many rational people would agree, this is not always the case. You might think, as you lose weight and develop a more attractive body, you'll become happier with the way that you look, which will also help you feel more confident in all other facets of your life. Today, I want to discuss 10 weight loss truths that no one actually tells you about, but you should absolutely be aware of. I know firsthand how easy it is to give in to the notion that your body is never adequate. Bodybuilders and physique competitions with amazing-looking bodies are some of the most insecure, awkward, and self-critical people I've ever encountered. The majority of people would give their right arm to have a body like the physically fit people you see in magazines and at competitions, but little do you know that any flaw that many of these fit people perceive to be present in their bodies becomes dramatically magnified, which causes tremendous amounts of stress. Remember that if this obsession with defects, or even occasionally much more significant worries, exist in their lives, they may be as absurd as sweating out about something as trivial as your bicep being 17 inches instead of 18 inches. Lacking flaws, even while data shows that only 2.2% of girls and 2.5% of males in the United States suffer from body dysmorphic disorder. If these problems affect bodybuilders, they also affect regular people who just want to get in better shape right away. A cross-sectional study revealed that regular gym visitors had a noticeably greater chance of developing body dysmorphia. That's crazy, guys, especially when you consider how much it interferes with daily living, how it may cause depression, and how it can influence bad choices like crash dieting, developing bulimia, and using steroids. Keep your cool and create attainable objectives that prioritize your health at least as highly as your appearance. You might not be aware of the problem with extra skin, but losing weight has its disadvantages as well. Your skin stretches as you accumulate a lot of body fat, and if it does so for a long time, it loses part of its elastic properties, giving the illusion of having loose skin. After reducing a large amount of weight, the way your skin looks will depend on how long you carried extra body fat and how much weight you shed overall. Sagging skin is more common in those who have carried extra body fat over a long period of time or who have shed a significant amount of weight, 100 pounds or more. As one of the best natural preventative methods for loose skin, resistance training should be a part of your weight loss workout routine rather than just dieting and cardio. In fact, if you're one of the many people who have looked for ways to get under 8, 7, or even 6% body fat, I can pretty much guarantee you that even if you're successful in doing so, things downstairs won't function quite the same until you raise your body fat percentage to a healthy level. Another thing you won't hear much about is the possibility that excessive leanness or restrictive diets could result in reproductive problems, such as erectile dysfunction. No offense meant, only a small percentage of people are aware that being too thin can have the same negative effects as being overweight or obese. For instance, in a study that examined male bodybuilders' hormonal profiles for 6 months prior to and following their competition, the bodybuilders were able to reduce their body fat percentage from an average of 14.8% to 4.5% in the same time that testosterone levels fall. The good news is that testosterone levels return to their normal level of 9.91 nanograms per milliliter during the weeks and months following the competition, which explains why natural bodybuilders frequently experience erectile dysfunction along with a lack of sex drive weeks or even months before going on stage. Keep in mind that low testosterone is defined as a value below 2.5. As a result, the adverse effects are very short-lived. However, unless you're training for a competition, you might want to avoid dropping your body fat percentage too low. Instead, aim for a range of 8 to 14% body fat for males and at least 14 to 20% for women. Additionally, never allow your fat consumption to fall below 20% of your total calorie intake when dieting to ensure that you're getting enough fats for optimal hormonal health. The next point is that having extra weight loss does not necessarily result in a slower metabolism. Too many people believe that those with a rapid metabolism are genetically fortunate, whereas those with a sluggish metabolism are cursed with being heavier. The evidence suggests that your resting metabolic rate tends to increase as you gain weight. Therefore, overweight people actually have a greater resting metabolic rate. The second thing no one tells you is that you will almost certainly injure yourself if you work out regularly for a long enough period of time. Unfortunately, no amount of mobility training, flexibility exercises, or form correction can totally eliminate this risk of injury. We can examine some data. You're quite unlikely to die while lifting weights. 114 deaths in 17 years is a very low number, but an injury is considerably more likely. For instance, it's projected that between 1990 and 2007, almost 460,000 people were hurt while exercising or using exercise equipment. Over 97,000 of those people received treatment for injuries connected to weight training in hospital emergency rooms. The chance of getting wounded while lifting weights can be calculated at a rate of 2.4 to 3.3 injuries per 1,000 training hours, specifically for strength training. You could almost expect some kind of minor injury over that period of time if you practice for roughly 5 hours each week, which will accumulate to 1,000 training hours in 4 to 5 years. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't exercise because doing so considerably raises your risk of injury every day. Simple tasks like walking up a flight of stairs or picking something up off the floor are more likely to cause an injury if you allow yourself to get physically deconditioned by skipping exercise. Exercise, but be aware that if you do it frequently enough, you will probably end up with a slight injury. You must rest and resume your exercise regime if you don't want to ruin all of your weight loss. Cardio is not always the greatest approach to lose weight, which is another crucial weight loss fact that the majority of people are ignorant of. There are a few reasons why cardio doesn't usually perform the best for weight loss. According to one meta-analysis of 14 previous research involving just under 2,000 overweight and obese individuals, solitary aerobic exercise or cardio was not a beneficial weight loss strategy. One study that primarily examined cardio discovered that including cardio in a diet plan did not result in more weight loss than merely following a diet without any cardio. A difference of 0.3 kilograms in weight reduction is negligible. One is that it restricts energy expenditure, which commonly causes people to lower their overall activity levels and energy expenditure for the rest of the day. Contrarily, resistance training usually results in unrestricted energy expenditure, making it more effective for overall body composition and weight loss. The research suggests that resistance training is superior to cardio for weight loss and weight maintenance, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't do any cardio at all. The need of taking micronutrients, which include vitamins and minerals for weight loss, is another point that no one ever seems to bring up to people who are trying to lose weight. You've probably heard that the key to losing weight is to burn more calories than you consume. While this is true, you must be in a calorie deficit. Micronutrients are still very important and necessary. The involvement of vitamins and minerals in body weight control is significant because they are all in some way involved in the processes that have to do with your body composition. Let's take zinc for example. Inadequate thyroid synthesis can limit weight reduction by decreasing your metabolism if you don't obtain enough of this mineral. This effect could be considerable if you lack zinc. For instance, one study found that treating a zinc deficiency alone might increase a person's resting metabolic rate by 527 calories per day. At the end of the day, yeah, losing weight needs burning more calories than you take in, which calls for more consuming enough amounts of minerals like zinc. Another illustration is calcium, which aids in the body's ability to burn fat for energy, leading some study to hypothesize that it may encourage fat loss and prevent you from regaining lost weight, once again losing weight. The majority of individuals are unaware that not all forms of stress cause weight gain. Contrary to common opinion, stress does not always cause people to gain weight. In fact, because stress tends to make people feel less hungry, it may actually encourage weight loss. This makes sense because it sets off your body's fight or flight reaction, which makes you less hungry because your body is more concerned with ensuring its life than with eating. Chronic stress, on the other hand, is more worrisome because it impairs willpower and makes following a diet plan more challenging. Chronic stress boosts the production of feel-good opioids, which lower cortisol by restricting HPA access and are more likely to make you crave junk food. Because of this, constantly stressed out individuals choose unhealthy foods as kind of a self-medication. As a result, they eat too many calories. Last but not least, steroids are much more prevalent than you might imagine in the gym, and many individuals who are interested in losing weight wind up taking them without realizing that they might have serious side effects if used improperly or at all. In the United States, daily steroid use is thought to range from 2.9 to 4 mg. However, studies have shown that when you create an androgen shortage by reducing hormones like testosterone, you will actually help people gain muscle. Most beginners wrongly believe that utilizing steroids will help them shed fat rather than build muscle. Although many people are aware of the harmful physiological effects that consuming steroids can have, it appears that less people are aware of the potential psychological ramifications. As an illustration, boosting testosterone will have the reverse effect and aid in fat removal, while increasing body fat will result in an increase. Since 32% of individuals who use steroids develop a dependence on them, most people are also unaware that it's common for users to have withdrawal symptoms while stopping the drug. Occasionally, the symptoms can be severe and may include things like fatigue, loss of appetite, restlessness, one's confidence declines when they can't sleep, reduced sex, and sexual issues. The worst thing is that prolonged or perhaps chronic endocrine system damage from steroid use could render a person permanently reliant on steroids. According to study, withdrawal can result in depression, which then can result in a number of other issues. These are the 9 little discussed facts about losing weight. Among them are the potential side effects of erectile dysfunction and a diminished desire. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you like this video. See you all soon.